In the headline, the opposition challenged to produce evidence that the CBI program lacks transparency. The expansion of All Saints University into Warner likely to boost that community's capacity to attract meaningful commercial investments. And Dominica's fresh local produce about to make inroads into the USVI market. I am Andrea Lee with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this. Thank you for staying with us. First up, Prime Minister Skerrit has challenged the opposition to produce evidence that the CBI program is suspect. Dominica's Citizenship by Investment program has been running since 1991. It is by far the cheapest second citizenship someone can seek to obtain. The opposition constantly raises concern about its transparency and accountability under the Roosevelt-Skerrit-led administration. In the recent budget debate, the CBI program again came under scrutiny by the opposition leader, Lennox Linton, who questioned the proceeds of the program. Here is part of the Prime Minister's response.
All sorts of negative press from the opposition in Dominica about the economic citizenship program. But they can't substantiate one allegation. They say there was no transparency. They say there's no reporting. And I believe in the history of this program, from 1993, there has been no reporting as we have seen by this Labour Party administration in respect to the CBI. And when they called us lazy last budget address in 2015, by saying we only raised $24 million, and when we said we were projecting $80 million, they told us there is no way on God's earth that you could raise $80 million. But how much did we raise?
Through its aggressive promotion of the program, government received $279.8 million from the Citizenship by Investment program in 2015-2016. In other major developments, the economic prospects for commercial real estate in the Warner area is expected to increase as All Saints University seeks to expand in that community. Iduna John Baptist has more.
Excavation work is at an advanced stage as land is being prepared at Warner for the construction of a new All Saints University. For several years, expansion plans have been in the making for the School of Medicine, which has 2 campuses on Hillsborough Street. Parliamentary representative for the Maho constituency says Warner is an ideal location for such a development.
I can recall actually speaking with the owners of All Saints, and of course government has been very much instrumental in facilitating the process by making the lands available by way of a long-term lease to facilitate such an important development. And we know for matter of fact that once the All Saints University is totally set up, that the local economy, I should say economies of Warner, Jimmy, Mao, are going to really benefit tremendously.
Blackmore acknowledges there will be tremendous benefits for commercial real estate in the area.
We'll be able to rent the facilities. Farmers will be able to sell the produce. It will actually create a new set of possibilities for Warner, Mao, and Jimmy. And from all indication, from the discussion I've had with some of the owners, the president of All Saints, they're totally enthusiastic about it. And at the right time, the owners of All Saints University and the officials will be meeting with the residents of Warner to try to apprise them of the situation and the implication of such an investment.
He says he is anxious about seeing the project through to completion, and he has hinted at other forms of development for that part of his constituency.
I've seen the design, absolutely spectacular. The future looks good for Dominica in terms of having a next medical hospital, setting up shop on a much more comprehensive basis. As you know, they are now operating in Roseau. And from what I've been told, that you have consistently seen an increase in the number of students enrolling. And one of the problems that they have in that is the issue of space.
The School of Medicine has been in operation for the past 10 years and initially was located at Loupier. Subsequently, it was relocated to a renovated building on Hillsborough Street, which housed the Roseau Health Center, and later another campus was established near Hillsborough Medical Center. The university has a large African student population. Idona John Baptist, Channel 5 News.
To the export sector now, where shipping local fresh produce to parts of the United States Virgin Islands will soon be a reality.
Dominica, through the Dominica Export and Import Agency Dexia, is to enter into formal agreements with supermarkets in the USVI to make this a reality. This is on the heels of an agricultural trade mission to the Caribbean in June, including USVI territories. Dominica's liaison officer to the USVI, Lauren Banis Roberts, told Channel 5 News on a recent trip here documents are being reviewed to enable the parties to seal the deal.
We are now wrapping up the contracts, the necessary MOUs that will see a formal agreement between Dominica, that's Dexia, and the USVI market so that we can start with the shipping of our fresh fruit produce in the USVI market. So once the legal minds have looked at it and agree, then we proceed.
Dominican farmers are being advised to step up to deliver quality produce that the market demands.
It's just a bright prospect, and actually we have so many Dominicans residing in the USVI, and also once it's labeled Dominica fresh food produce, it flies off the shelf because we are known for our quality. What we have to work on is consistency. Recently there was a tour by Dexia and the Ministry of Trade officials, and it was very successful. We actually had face-to-face meetings with the supermarket owners, and we are making steady progress. They also sent to us, that's Dexia, samples of our ripened bananas, and I must say that I'm very pleased with the testing of those bananas. This product was very well received. Our quality is completely different. It's of a very high standard. The quality is great. The presentation was fantastic.
This is one of government's latest efforts to expand access to markets within the region for the country's agricultural produce.
One of the supermarket owners, they are proposing that we send to them and they do this distribution. We also have an option of engaging some Dominicans to do that for us as well.
So, Mrs. Roberts, it's not just bananas we're talking about?
Oh no, it's bananas, it's sweet potatoes, it's plantains, dasheen. In fact, they even want kind of semi-processed passion fruit and soursop. So it's a wide range. In fact, one of the supermarkets told us he'll take from us everything that we can provide, everything that we can sell in the USVI market. And we are not only talking about St. Thomas, it's St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, possibly Tortola.
Budding musicians and entrepreneurs stand to benefit soon from special loan facilities. This as government will make available $1 million each for the music industry and small business sector.
We'll be providing to the Youth Business Trust in a matter of weeks $1 million to use to guarantee loans for young people who want to get into businesses. We made a commitment to the $1 million, and within weeks that will be available to the musicians, the artists, to use to buy equipment. They love young people who have met, who have exceptional talents, who have their own little operations at their homes, and who saying to me, I would like to upgrade it so we can do recording here in Dominica, we can do our own music. Those persons will benefit. There are people who want to record their own music, they've written music, but they don't have the resources to go to the studios. They will be able to go and get $20,000 at a 3% interest rate and record their music and make $2 million by going out there and play music.
Meantime, Skerritt said the Caribbean Development Bank has granted his government a $30 million loan. Residents in the southeast to benefit from the development of the ICT sector in their area. In an interview with Channel 5 News, parliamentary representative for the Lapling constituency said steps are being taken to provide easier access to new technologies for the people of Wed10thAug2k16News.
On Thursday of this week, a team of individuals comprising the minister and the coordinator for the national telecoms, the parliamentary representative, and a few other individuals will visit the Wed10thAug2k school, which at this time is not being used except for community activities, with a view to determining the possibility of using Wed10thAug2k school as an ICT center.
The development of an ICT center in the southeast will serve as yet another means of economic growth in the area.
Because we believe that fundamentally that we have to seek to generate some form of employment within the area. And we are targeting not only agriculture and tourism, but we believe that ICT is an integral part of the development that can generate massive employment for our young people.
Minister Seja says that apart from developments in ICT, the health facility in Wed10thAug2k will also be seeing some improvements soon.
We recognize that there are pressing needs within this village, and we are now looking at the Wed10thAug2k Health Center. In fact, recently the entrance to the Wed10thAug2k Health Center, we did a small project addressing the entrance, which was posing some challenges. And we have a project which should commence shortly to redo the roof of the Wed10thAug2k Health Center.
Coming up, another adventure reality TV show could be coming to Dominica. Welcome back. Minister for Tourism, Senator Robert Tong, says one of his ministry's main goals is to improve the marketing of Dominica's tourism product. The minister made the statement against the background of the signing agreement of a $25 million facility on Tuesday. $15 million of that facility is designated to help hoteliers expand and enhance their properties. Improving air access into the country is also on the agenda.
We're training quite a few people to provide the best possible service, but also when persons come to the hotels, you also want to be in a hotel that meets the standards of the and the expectations of the visitor. So this is an opportunity for our hotels to increase the number of hotel rooms they have or improve on their facilities. And this facility is also extended to the restaurants so that they too can expand or increase on what they have to do, thereby providing a holistic approach to tourism.
The minister says there are rooms which are already meeting the standards. Therefore, once marketing increases, additional export-ready rooms are required.
Last year, I think the contribution from tourism was about $345 million. So obviously, the more we can do, the more of it will actually stay in Dominica to create employment. So take, for example, we've just launched an initiative for the cruise facility, for the cruise business, to train 100 tour guides. So that's 100 new people that can be employed. As of now, last week we had 65 registered persons. It's up to 75, so we're hoping that we'll get our number of 100 so they can have new persons being employed to provide employment to them, and obviously they being able to take care of their family and themselves.
The minister says if marketing is improved, this will certainly create more jobs in the tourism sector. Discussions are underway to position Dominica to host yet another adventure-based reality TV show. CEO of the Discover Dominica Authority made the disclosure during an interview with Channel 5 News.
Currently, we are discussing with some major network TV producers the possibility of using Dominica again as a location for a TV show. This does come with a very large investment, and so we are weighing this investment against the benefit in terms of the viewership from a broadcast standpoint, and then also the ability to capitalize on on that.
In recent years, the Ministry of Tourism, through the Discover Dominica Authority, has significantly boosted the country's nature island image through reality adventure TV shows which display the natural terrain and beauty of Dominica. The Nature Island Challenge, hosted for the past 3 consecutive years, is one of the shows which unfortunately did not happen this year. However, the American Tarzan show, which wrapped up its airing of its series in Dominica 2 weeks ago, took place in its stead.
Early on in the year, this year, we got overtures from American Tarzan, and it was going to be very similar to Nature Island Challenge. And honestly would not have required us to put in as much of an investment. And so we looked at the reach of the Discovery Channel and the reach of our YouTube channel, and it wasn't a difficult decision to say, hey, listen, this year what we should do is focus on promoting the American Tarzan show, which shows a lot of what we would have shown in the content, so to speak, of the Nature Island Challenge.
Piper says the hosting of American Tarzan this year will benefit the hosting of the 2017 Nature Island Challenge.
But that does not mean that we've done away with the Nature Island Challenge. It's something that we will, as a matter of fact, look at what American Tarzan did, look at how we can maybe utilize some of the things that they did to incorporate into how we can get a better product for television, for broadcast TV, and also for our YouTube channel, and just continue to generate the content. So rest assured, the people and teams interested in participating in the Nature Island Challenge, I suspect in 2017 there will be another edition.
One resident of Chances in Jimmet has had his academic future made a bit brighter through the thoughtful actions of one of our corporate citizens. Chances is an institution which offers a safe environment for at-risk children from birth to 18 years by providing a place of residence until they are integrated back into a family setting. 11-year-old Al Bruno, who will be attending the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, was one of 2 children to receive a 5-year scholarship from the Dominica Water and Sewerage Company, DOWASCO. Bruno was among the 63 entrants who wrote an essay titled The Importance of Water.
Let us preserve our water sources. It is important to remember that we should avoid cutting trees along the rivers, avoid contamination of our water sources by dumping refuse and other harmful chemicals into our rivers, especially in water catchment areas. Let us not take our daily supply of water for granted. We should appreciate the importance of water, for we need water for survival and maintaining a comfortable and healthy lifestyle.
The other scholarship recipient was Jaden Austri of Grand 4, who will be attending the Casabru Secondary School.
This scholarship is a great help for my parents. Presently, my father is the only breadwinner of my family as my mother is disabled. I am the youngest in my family, but I have 3 other siblings who are also attending school. I feel special to be receiving this scholarship. I intend to make my family and this company proud.
Al Bruno and Jaden Austri are among the 2nd batch of children to receive academic scholarships from DOWASCO. The company started giving scholarships a few years ago, however, after a short lull, resumed this activity in 2014.
Education is seen as a tool to fight poverty, and poverty has been impediment to the educational advancement of many persons, especially in the rural communities, and the eradication of poverty is key to national development. A close look at the distribution of DOWASCO's awards revealed the scholarship have been spread amongst students living in rural communities. This reality is proof that through these scholarships, DOWASCO is giving support to the vision of the government to eradicate poverty, to provide equal opportunities for all. An educated population is an asset to any nation and the achievement of overall goals and objectives.
The academic scholarships are valued at $750 annually. Meantime, Chairman of the Board of Directors of DOWASCO has called on the Dominican public to help the company in its efforts of water conservation.
Look at practices of your neighbors and your friends and the people in this community. And when you see people who are using the resources of Dawasco in a way that they should not be using it, that you become an advocate for us, that you say to them, this is ours, this belongs to us, you cannot waste it. It is our life, it is our treasure.
Hill says safe water practices can help to preserve Dominica's water resource in the face of climate change.
And for those who are contaminating our watersheds and cutting trees where they're not supposed to do it, we want you to be our eyes and ears also. We want you to help us conserve this very precious resource that we have and we are enjoying today. Because given the trend of climate change and the way that things are moving in the world and the contaminants that are in the atmosphere, we may not always have this absolutely beautiful, precious resource. So it is the right and the responsibility of every single one of us, every single Dominican, and I want to start with you this morning, to ensure that our resource is protected, that it is conserved, and that we have it for many, many generations to come.
That's news. Your sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
In cricket, India finished the first day on 234 for 5. Our Ashwin was on 75 not out and Lokesh Rahul 50. Alzari Joseph and Roston Chase each picked up 2 for 38. Moving on to basketball, rain affected play in the 2016 DABA playoffs on Tuesday. However, some play was possible. Police Sports Club and Sharks reached 44 and 43 before the rains came. Police was in the lead with 44. Lenny Dangleben and Kerry Christmas scored 12 each. For Sharks, Jason Samuel top scored with 16 points and 3 rebounds. The second game was called off due to rain. Weather permitting, the league continues on Thursday. Next up, La Plaine residents could get to play a variety of sports at night as the lighting of the playing field there gets underway. This according to Parliamentary Representative Honorable Peter Sejean.
Some $60,000 was allocated or has been allocated for the lighting of the La Plaine playing field. And we anticipate that within the coming weeks that we will see works commence on that.
He says over $20,000 was spent for the lighting of the Daly's playing facility.
We spent roughly 25,000 EC dollars lighting up the Daly's hard court and fencing of the area. In fact, on Saturday evening, we had the official commissioning of the hard court. And for the first time, the residents of Daly's, the young people of Daly's, can now have their basketball games and other activities on the lights at night.
Back with more cricket, former West Indies captain Darren Sammy is encouraging St. Lucians to go out and support the third test match between India and West Indies in St. Lucia. Many St. Lucians decided to boycott the games being played at the Darren Sammy National Stadium and protested the decision taken by the West Indies Cricket Board to sack him. However, Sammy says any decision taken at an administrative or selection panel level has nothing to do with the men that play and represent our region. The Darren Sammy Cricket Ground had just a handful of people on the opening day of the West Indies' third test against India. In other news, head of the sports division, Trevor Shillingford, says the Ministry of Sports is committed to sports development here. He says bettering Dominica's sporting product begins with the development of the schools program.
Measures have been put in place in order to ensure that we create the right pathways for our athletes to get to the elite stage. And one of the ways that we are looking at is by ensuring that we have a sports for all program, which would start with our physical education program at the primary schools. And I can say that resources are made available through the national budget for these particular programs. So I think we're on the right path. Development, as I said, is a slow process. It is a process that we have to go through, and we definitely will get there with some level of patience.
Finally, in sports, we can tell you that Uprising Stars defeated RC Veterans 2-1. DCP beat Grand 4 Young Boys 3-2. Play 4 bested Southeast under 17 4-1, and Grand 4 Rockets beat Young G-Made 3-2 in the RC Football League. Meantime, in beach football action, Ghetto Youths All-Stars bested Sun Pirates 2-0. Arizona Boys had a 1-0 advantage over Party Boys, and Sun Pirates won over Signman FC by default. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Be sure to join us tomorrow.
Stay tuned. Flashback is next.
Welcome to another segment of Flashback. We have been out for a few weeks and would like to apologize for this. On this segment of Flashback, we take you to the Maho constituency, where a small part of history helped in the growth of the people and community over the years. In 1996, a by-election was called when Brian Arlene resigned as a parliamentary rep for the constituency. After the voting process, Julian Prevost emerged on top and became the new parliamentary rep for Maho.
You're now a member of parliament. How do you see this changing your life, if it will at all?
I don't know. My life has, I don't see how it's going to change it. I've been continuing along that path for a number of years now, preparing myself. I think it's my mission to lead my people. I'm there now and I'm continuing the work that I've always started and I've always been doing.
What about your business? Do you think, will you still be able to function?
Well, yes, I think I'll still be able to do both of them. I'm still young and full of energy.
If you were to become a minister, which ministry would you have your eyes set on?
Well, I'm a well-rounded person. I could do almost any one of them. As Attorney General, as Minister of Communication, Education, Health, any one of them. Or create a new ministry.
Mr. Prevost served for a total of 2 terms, as he was also victorious in securing the seat for parliamentary rep for Maho in the general elections. Another piece of history I bet you may have forgotten. I am Janik Delma Samuel. See you next week on another Flashback segment.
Your weather forecast is next.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am Janet Macpherson. Infrared satellite imagery today showed this area of multi-layered clouds associated with an approaching tropical wave. Visible satellite imagery today showed just a few low-level clouds across Dominica today, resulted in partly cloudy skies. Also of interest, this area of isolated thunderstorm cells at the edge of the approaching tropical wave. Radar imagery indicated just a few showers across Dominica this afternoon. The weather for tonight: increased cloudiness and scattered showers with possible isolated thunderstorms are expected. By tomorrow, conditions are expected to be cloudy to overcast at times, with showers and isolated thunderstorms. Persons in areas prone to flooding, landslides and falling rocks are advised to be vigilant and to exercise caution. Sea conditions tomorrow: moderate in open water, waves peaking up to 7 feet. Looking ahead for the next 2 days, the approaching tropical wave will produce increased cloudiness, showers and isolated thunderstorms for Thursday and Friday. An improvement in conditions are expected by Saturday. Throughout the Caribbean tomorrow, apart from some partly cloudy to cloudy skies across the northern portion of the region, the tropical wave will produce increased cloudiness, showers and isolated thunderstorms across the central and southern portion of the region. On the international cities forecast, thunderstorm activity in New York, Caracas and Beijing, cloudy conditions in Miami, overcast skies in London. Sunrise tomorrow at 5:50 a.m. and sunset at 6:30 p.m. We are in the hurricane season, so please keep up to date with weather information. Visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and have a good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. The opposition challenged to produce evidence that the CBI program lacks transparency. The expansion of All Saints University into Warner likely to boost that community's capacity to attract meaningful commercial investments. And Dominica's fresh local produce about to make inroads into the USVI market. Feel free to contact us at news@mapping2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Lee, and to all our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.